Welcome back to Let's Read News, where we dive deep into the biggest political twists that shape our world. Today, we're tackling one of the most talked about flip-flops in recent U.S. foreign policy. Why did Donald Trump take a U-turn on Ukraine? If you remember, during his 2024 campaign, Trump was all about ending the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours, sounding like he'd cut aid and push for a quick deal, maybe even concessions to Putin. But fast forward to 2025, and boom, he's greenlighting billions in weapons, threatening Russia with tariffs, and even hinting at more direct U.S. involvement. What gives? Is this a genuine strategic pivot, political opportunism, or something else? In this video, we'll break it down step by step. Trump's initial stance, the key moments of change, the real reasons behind the shift, and what it means for the war and global politics. Stick around till the end for my take on whether this U-turn is here to stay. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's get into it. First, let's set the stage. Trump's relationship with Ukraine has always been complicated. Back in 2019, he was impeached over a phone call with President Zelensky, where he allegedly withheld military aid to pressure Ukraine into investigating the Bidens. That painted him as skeptical of Ukraine, seeing it as corrupt or a swamp issue. Fast forward to his 2024 campaign, Trump repeatedly bashed Biden's Ukraine policy, calling endless aid a waste of American money. He promised he could end the war quickly through negotiations, implying he'd leverage U.S. aid to force a deal, maybe even letting Russia keep some territory like Crimea. In interviews, he praised Putin's strength and questioned why the U.S. should foot the bill for Europe's problems. This resonated with his base, who were tired of forever wars. But after winning the election and taking office in early 2025, things started shifting. By February, Trump was blasting Zelensky in the Oval Office, but then silence on cuts. Instead, reports emerged that he's backing away from that 24-hour promise. Why? Let's dig into the turning points. So, what exactly changed? Let's look at the timeline. In February 2025, Trump claimed Ukraine was partly blamed for the war, echoing his campaign rhetoric. But by March, after meetings with European leaders, he started softening. A big pivot came in July. The White House had initially frozen some weapon deliveries to Kyiv, signaling a potential pullback. Then, a crucial call from Poland, a key NATO ally on Ukraine's border, reportedly opened the floodgates. Suddenly, billions in fresh aid were approved, including advanced weapons. By mid-July, Trump was telling allies he'd back a NATO plan to arm Ukraine through Europe and even floated secondary sanctions on Russian oil buyers. Fox News analysts noted he realized Putin had misled him during months of back-channel talks, pretending to want peace while prepping more aggression. Then in August, after a high-stakes meeting with Putin in Alaska, Trump raised the prospect of Ukraine launching offensives against Russia, a far cry from his immediate ceasefire demands. He even backed sending more U.S. weapons directly, saying Ukraine has to defend themselves. But wait, there's nuance. Some reports say he's still pushing for peace deals that might involve ceding land, showing the U-turn isn't total. It's more like a zigzag. All right, now the juicy part. Why the U-turn? Based on insider reports and analysis, here are the top reasons. Pressure from allies and Europe. Trump didn't make this decision in a vacuum. European leaders, especially from Poland and the UK, lobbied hard. That Poland call was pivotal. They argued that cutting aid would embolden Putin to push further into Europe, threatening NATO. Trump, ever the dealmaker, saw value in keeping allies happy to focus on China or domestic issues. Plus, with Europe stepping up their own aid, it let him claim he was making them pay their fair share. Realization Putin was playing him. Early on, Trump thought he could charm Putin into a quick deal, but after failed back channels, he reportedly saw Putin as misleading him, talking peace while ramping up attacks. Analysts say this shifted Trump from end the war fast to arm Ukraine to force real talks. It's cynical, as The Economist notes, but welcome for Ukraine supporters. Shift in Republican and public opinion. Remember, Trump follows the polls. By 2025, Republican support for Ukraine aid jumped 21 points to 51%, a dramatic rise. His base, influenced by Syria's fall and Russia's weaknesses there, started seeing Ukraine as a way to weaken Putin without U.S. troops. Trump, not wanting to alienate voters, adjusted. Plus, with Biden out, Ukraine wasn't Biden's war anymore. He could own it on its merits. Geopolitical strategy and legacy. Trump wants to project strength. Abandoning Ukraine could make him look weak if Russia wins big. Reports suggest he sees supporting Kyiv as a way to counter China-Russia ties and boost U.S. influence. But he's still hinting at ultimatums, like troops if no peace, showing it's about leverage. Critics call it opportunistic, thawing aid to avoid escalation while claiming victory. This U-turn has massive ripple effects. For Ukraine, it's a lifeline. More weapons mean better defense against Russian advances. For Russia, it's a headache. Trump's threats of tariffs and sanctions add pressure. But skeptics worry it's temporary. Recent talks with Putin in Alaska suggest Trump might still push for ceding land to end it quick. There you have it, Trump's Ukraine U-turn explained. Was it smart strategy or cynical flip-flop? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like, share, and subscribe for more political breakdowns. And enjoy more stories and news on letsreadnews.com. Link given in description.